All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. About 17, 18 years ago, Rob and I worked at a facility near On Top of the World, an adult facility, assisted living facility.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people who were living there also had homes in On Top of the World, so I had to sometimes drive into On Top of the World to help them either get things from their house or to go back to their house. In some cases, they were back and forth between the facility and their house, which was kind of a nice arrangement for them. But you always had to go through this guard gate. And they got to know the guard really, really well. And so I was always in there. And I would look at the houses. This is really beautiful in here. And 17 or 18 years later, it's huge. On Top of the World is just gigantic. And I don't know how many houses are there. I have somebody in the studio who does know, though. Robert Colen has been with us before. And not only is he going to talk about the events happening at On Top of the World, but there's a way to actually get a home for $100, which is kind of really cool. Good morning, Robert. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Well, it's great to be seen.
$100.
$100. So that's a program that we're doing with Hospice, and we have other sponsors that are involved. Hospice of Marion County, and it is a raffle, a $100 raffle ticket, and puts you for a chance to win basically a $230,000 house.
Oh my gosh!
Right, in our Indigo East community, and it's a beautiful neighborhood with a beautiful clubhouse. So it's open for just about anybody can buy that ticket.
Can you buy more than one ticket?
You could buy as many tickets as you want. I think we have 35,000 tickets that'll be for sale.
Okay.
If we get that much, you imagine 35,000 tickets times 100 is what, $3.5 million for hospice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and all of it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
All of it will go to hospice directly.
Let me tell you, I just love the people at hospice. I mean, I hate the idea that we need hospice, but without hospice, I don't know how I would have handled my father, my mother.
Right.
So at the end of their lives, they were like angels.
Yeah.
Have you had any personal?
Not
to get too personal.
I know people that have been through it here.
Sure.
I've never been, thank God. But I've had family that have gone through it before, but not here in Marion County.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So.
Is this the house in the flyer? Is that the actual house that'll be raffled?
Well, it's under construction, so that is an example of what we call the Ginger model.
Okay.
And it's about 1,734 square feet.
Oh my gosh!
So it's a big house, but that one actually has all of the upgrades. It's going to have granite tops, I think paver driveway, tile floors throughout. So it's going to be really a beautiful house. It's going to be exciting to be able to have that opportunity to get it, and if you do, you're going to love that house. So, they have in that community, Indigo East has just a really newly renovated clubhouse, a beautiful swimming pool, rooms for activities.
Swimming pool.
Poker, yeah.
Nice.
And just speaking about the activities, again, referencing 18 years ago, you had a few activities like at the clubhouse. Now you have them like in different places.
Sure, and inside the Oto Central, On Top of the World Central, we've got two big clubhouses. One of them, what we call the Arbor Club, is being fully renovated again now, and it's being shifted over from more of a social club to a fully advanced, fully technology, at the highest level of technology of health club, recreational facility. So it's going to have all the new equipment for exercising. It's with an incredible view that goes over the tennis courts and goes down a hill, and it's a beautiful view from there. So, and that's got two pools. One has an indoor pool, which is heated, and then an outdoor pool as well.
Was On Top of the World like a grand plan like years ago? Did somebody say this is the plan, and is it still unfolding, or is it a work in progress where you kind of always redrawing up the plans?
Well, that's a great question. So I've been involved with On Top of the World pretty much my whole life. My uncle Sidney is the one who founded it in 1947, and in right around 1968 he started building On Top of the World in Clearwater. So and that's all condominiums, and he had been building in St. Petersburg, Florida, since the 1940s, late 1940s.
Really? Wow.
And then in the 60s, late 60s, he started building these condominium communities, and he began to understand the need for a retirement community that was fully maintained by a specific company, so people could take off and go wherever they wanted, and people could have their houses maintained for them,
and their lawns,
and
that's what I want,
and their roofs, and repaints. So in the late '60s, he was building this in Clearwater, and he started having these really big ideas of what he wanted to build. I mean, he was thinking about building a country. He was thinking about moving to Brazil or South Africa and building something really grand scale. And he was looking all over the world, and he found basically a 15,000 acre parcel of land here in Ocala. It was owned by the Norris Cattle Company. And in 1975, he paid cash for that property,
Wow.
which is on top of the world now.
Wow.
And basically, this company's been debt-free since the beginning, so it's impressive. But in the late 70s, he started to organize what he wanted to build here, and in the early 80s, he started building it. And his focus and his dream was to provide a meaningful life for those people who are retirement age,
I love that.
full of where they can have exercise and health and activity and social activity, where they didn't feel excluded from society, where they could get out and meet their neighbors. And really, I think meaningful life is really the key thought on what
Wow.
we are about.
That's wonderful. It's really beautiful in there. So I'm guessing the landscaping was part of the grand plan as well.
Sure, and it continues to be. And we have dedicated landscaping superintendent who really has done Philip Heisey has done an amazing job organizing everything out there. And the marketing staff that really has a key idea of what they want to accomplish with being able to sell the community as well.
We were telling you before we went on there that we went to an event and there was a band playing out there, and there were people just kind of enjoying the outdoors.
Sure.
Is that square have a name? What is that called?
Well, we call it the town center, but it's the Circle Square Commons.
First time. This was the first time, July 4th. First time I ever saw fireworks over there. I had no idea that you had such a great fireworks
Sure, it's a
display over there.
big show.
They
We
were
have thousands,
fabulous.
right? And thousands of people come out for
Oh
that.
my gosh! And how long have you been doing that?
Oh boy, if I would kind of guess 7 years.
Oh, a long time.
It could have
Wow.
been more than that. Yeah.
How did I miss this all this time?
Well, we didn't come on your show to tell you about it.
Well, I don't think you did this time either. I think we just found out about it.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
Robin lives near you, so
Okay, she didn't hear it though.
Well, I used to always see the fireworks and say, "Hey, somebody's shooting the fireworks over there."
Right.
But it's a big event. I mean, we have a lot of volunteers that participate in it. A lot of the employees that come out that work it, and it's a lot of fun.
And I've become a fan. You have a little ice. I'm not trying to give a plug for a business, but you have a little ice cream shop there too.
Right, Mr.
That is
B's.
nice.
It's really good.
Have you ever had their root beer, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, it's so
In the
good.
Is that right? Well, then I'm gonna head over there.
Long necks. Those are really
The
good.
bottles are souvenirs.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
I haven't been there because I love root beer. So
Yeah, it's got
Okay.
these
Love this.
this like contraption that you open it with. I don't know
Okay.
how to
It's really neat. We
describe it.
saved ours. It's pretty cool.
okay, well that gives me a reason to go over there
So you're gonna be on a weekly basis.
on a weekly basis.
And we're
yeah.
going to talk about different events happening over there and,
That's right.
and activities.
That's right. What we do to make life meaningful for our residents and for the community. What we do to help improve Marion County as a whole. We do so much out there. Shalom Park's not part of On Top of the World technically, but it was founded by the family, and it's a gift to the community. And we've talked
beautiful.
about Shalom Park before,
I love Shalom Park.
right? And Master the Possibilities is another function that's provided for On Top of the World residents, but it's open to everybody, and it's tremendous amount of classes. I mean, tens of thousands of people have participated in classes through Master the Possibilities, classes on everything from cooking and painting to, what to ask your doctor to, understanding medicine to Spanish classes, everything.
Yeah.
So-
If you ever are a fan, if you're a fan of, let's see, how do I say this, like philosophy or poetic philosophy, let's say,
Right.
put it that way. You take a walk through that. There's a part of the Shalom Gardens.
The labyrinth.
Yeah, and you have these little sayings, and you look at the tree, and you look at or whatever you're looking at, and you read what it says, and wow, it makes sense. It puts poetry into a different place.
Sure. I actually do a tour of Shalom Park 3 or 4 times a year, and I do the meaning and history behind the park, and I take them through the labyrinth, and we talk about what was the reason why these different plaques were created, and what was written about them, what you're supposed to be seeing, and kind of saying, hey, open your mind up to see what you want to see in this, because nature provides that opportunity for you, right?
Yeah. I was wondering if I could ever just lay in the field across the way and just put up a sign temporarily that says the big guy in the field, and just have something silly.
That's right. We'll
And
put a
people
sign.
say, "Oh, I never noticed that big guy out there before."
What is the symbolism of the big guy in the field? Are we all that big guy in the field?
He's kind of like you and I, just a big guy in a field.
Well, when a person builds in Indigo East, even though it's across the road, the people living there still have access to everything that goes on within the community.
So they have access to a lot of the things, and if they want to participate in everything inside the main gates of On Top of the World, they would be buying what's called a Gateway of Services pass, and that it's an annual fee that you pay, and it because when you're living in Indigo, you're not your monthly community service fees aren't paying for what everybody else On Top of the World
Oh, I
Central pays
see.
for. So if you want to participate in that, if you want to have access to the indoor heated swimming pool or the clubs or whatever else, the RC Flyer events, then you would pay that extra fee annually to be participating.
Oh, really?
So,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised actually that there were events that the rest of the public can just go to.
Sure.
And by the way, I think that On Top of the World is the reason Highway 200 was developed the way it was.
I think so too. But it's actually true, especially now.
It's got to be. I mean, there was no reason to have a 4-lane highway. Was
Right.
it 4 or 6? What is it?
It's 6 right now.
And it, as we built, then other communities started to show up out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
Right, and then you had a lot of development. Now we've got how many Publixes down there and WalMarts and everything. So it's really coming along. And right now you see all kinds of development along 200. That's especially as you get out further past 60th.
Is that considered Ocala or Denellen? What is that?
I think after 60th Avenue, it's just unincorporated Marion County.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then it comes to Denellen as you get way out there.
Yeah, it's always weird to me that I hear a Denellen address and it's like by Walmart over there near you. There's some Walmart addresses
Down
over there.
484.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, if you go
but-
toward Denellen on
This
484. then
what is
that'll
that? There's a nursing home down that way, and they have a Denellen address. It's right around the corner from Walmart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of nursing homes out there.
and you have golf courses there. In fact, people use golf carts just to get around. They'll
Right.
take their golf carts to the public shopping center or the Winn-Dixie, and they don't even have to cross 200.
That's right. They just go right there. And now, you from Indigo, you'd probably even be able to take your golf cart to Lowe's, and you can cross 200.
I want this lifestyle. You look too young to want this, but I think I'm ready.
I got young kids, so I can't want this.
Oh man, I just want this golf cart thing with the headlights. I want to sit there with a coffee, just watching traffic.
Yeah.
We have a phone call, and then we'll have to take a break.
Okay,
So
great.
let me go to the phone. And by the way, don't forget if we'll give you more information on the raffle. $100 you could get a home in On Top of the World.
We can give them the website too to buy the raffle ticket as well.
What is it? HomeFreePrize.com.
Yep.
HomeFreePrize.com. And when do you have to buy this by? What's the deadline?
The deadline is October 31st.
Oh, okay.
And the drawing will be on November 2nd.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be an exciting day.
Yeah.
And only 35,000 people at the most will have a ticket.
Right.
So you can imagine, you know how many people are in the swamp? What's that play? The Ben Hill Griffin Stadium?
Right.
It holds like 85,000, doesn't
Something
it?
like that, yeah.
So just think, you're not even halfway filled, and you're in that group, and you know somebody in that group is going to win a house.
Right.
Wow.
And some of those people bought many tickets, right? A lot of people
Yes.
bought tickets for just the purpose of buying the ticket, not because they want the house.
Because to help hospice.
Right.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I'm sorry. We have a phone call. Somebody's waiting patiently. Good morning. You're on the air with Robert Colen.
Yes, thank you. Say, what is the population of On Top of the World?
No, that's a good question. Typically, we're asked how many people live there, and I always like to joke and say every single one of them. but the population is right around 10,000 people inside the community.
Wow.
What are you going to be maxing out at? Do you have any idea?
We have rights to build upwards of 25,000 homes, and that includes land that goes from right near Westport High School on 80th Avenue and 38th Street, all the way over to 60th Avenue and 38th Street. So, and when we have the land that's inside the main community, that really goes far back. So, roughly
Yeah.
another 10,000 acres to develop on.
Gosh.
I think On Top of the World is a heck of a lot nicer than the villages.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wait, did we pay you to
Thanks
come
a
on?
lot.
Man, thank you. Appreciate the call.
Great call.
Well, those are two communities that really seem to stand out for visitors. A lot of people ask about both of those communities. All right, let me take a little break, and we'll be right back. Robert Colen is here from On Top of the World. In addition to the activities and things over there, you can call him with questions about anything, and we'll repeat the information so you could possibly win a new home, a beautiful new home. What did you call it?
A ginger model.
A ginger model. I always like the Marianne model. Do you have a Marianne model?
I don't know. Maybe not.
All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Wednesday, partly sunny with a high of 90 to 94. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, low 74 to 78. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 90 to 94. For Friday, times of sun and clouds, very warm and humid with a shower and thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952. Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
All right, 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Robert Colen is here from On Top of the World. Go to homefreeprize.com if you want to find out about winning a home. What's the value again of the home?
About $230,000.
Oh, my gosh. And for $100, you get a raffle ticket, and there's only 35,000 of them that will be sold at the max.
Right.
How many have you sold so far?
I don't know the answer to that.
So you better hurry.
Yes.
How quickly did you start to get people buying them? Was it a hard sell?
Pretty much the first day.
Right away, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God.
So, and I know hospice is out there pushing it as well as, obviously, they are. And then there are other supporters that I guess we're not allowed to talk about other supporters.
Can I start with the name Indigo East? That's a pretty name.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of thought given behind the names of the different communities?
Sometimes like Candler Hills, there was the Candler grass that was out there that they saw, and indigo as well. They're the type of plant, so that was seen out there naturally. So
I
that
see.
just
Okay.
goes with
Okay.
what we find.
We do a gardening show here on Tuesdays, and so as much as I've listened to the gardening lady Carol Ann Baldwin talk about,
Sure, and I've listened to that show too. So.
I walk through your gardens, I still don't know what I'm looking at. It's just pretty. I said to Robin, as much as I listen to Carol Ann, I don't know what I'm looking at. I just know it looks nice. I love those little sayings that you have. So.
And the pond too.
The pond, yeah.
with the little bridge that you can walk on, and you've got that overhang
Deck,
to stand
yeah.
underneath.
And
the
we
deck,
we just hired a new park manager for Shalom Park. So that's what we're talking about, I hope.
yes, we are. I love
Yeah,
that.
so
park.
Shalom Park has a new park manager, Brian Devane. So we're excited to have him. He used to, if you ever heard of Kingsbury Nursery, which was been in Marion County forever.
Yes.
So he's taken over as our new park manager, and we're excited to have him.
Nice.
Tremendous amount of knowledge about plants, obviously.
So tell me about the homes themselves. To use as a reference, I don't know how many people can relate to this, but when I was a little kid, I lived in Levittown on Long Island. Levittown was kind of one of those planned communities too, even though not to the same extent that On Top of the World is. But if you lived in a Levittown home, you could close your eyes and walk into another Levittown home and almost know where the light switches were, where the staircase was. Everything was kind of cookie cutter. But that's not the way it is On Top of the World. I mean, you've figured out a way to do a community where things are unique.
Sure. In every house, we try to make a little bit different. But we have, 23 different models. So there's a lot of different choices that you can have. And then, of course, unlike a lot of builders, we give you many, many options that you can just choose to make it personalized for your own desires and likes and how you want it, how you want to upgrade the house. One of the neat things that we're really doing now is we're transforming into basically a 21st century model of what houses should be. We've been building energy efficient houses for, at least 17, 18 years. The most energy efficient. We used to be the Energy Star leader. Now we still build Energy Star. We build what's called a Hearst rating. It's on a Hearst rating, which is the Energy Star standard, the energy efficiency standard. If a typical house is a Hearst rating of 100, we're building at 60 on a standard house. So that means a huge energy savings per year on what you do. We have we go by a Water Star program. We use all kinds of new technologies to make it a smart house. which means that you can use your app for your phone to open your garage door, to turn the lights on and off if you need to.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
Wow.
To monitor your irrigation in your house, to make sure you're not, if you're out of town and you want to say, hey, my water, I don't want to make sure my water bill doesn't get too high. How many days a week am I doing this? Can I shut my water off if I need to?
Really?
If it's not running properly.
Are the older homes retrofitted to have that same technology?
Well, you could do that.
You could do it, yeah.
That's an option that each individual would have to do.
Is there anything completely self-contained? Like, do you have your own cable TV channel, or do you have your own? Your own radio station, or something of that sort?
We don't. No, that's one reason why I'm here today.
Yeah, but you're reaching our listeners.
That's true. But it's a great opportunity to be out there on the radio. But we have a television station, but it's really just showing different events that are out there.
Oh, really?
So,
and is it just closed circuit for
it's a closed circuit for
those
residents,
folks
right?
who live there? Wow.
That's right.
Oh, when you build your homes, do all of your homes have garages, or can you maybe make them into like a screened-in area?
Well, the Owners Association has very specific rules on what we require on the houses. So we want to maintain the integrity of the community, make it look as beautiful as possible, and keep it looking that way. So we don't allow people to convert their garage into a living space.
Oh, okay.
So it remains a garage. You don't want people leaving their cars sitting out on the driveway all the time. You'd like them to
Right.
have it put away into the garage as it should be. But there's a lot of options that people can do to change their house still. We don't allow you to put big screens in the front yard, but you can do
Right.
a screen or a bird cage in the backyard.
Yeah. Who would want a screen in the front
That's
yard
right.
anyway?
Yeah, right.
and we do a good job making sure nobody's putting the big pink flamingo in their front yard. Or
No. Oh my God.
we had a guy who had a blow up cactus. I hope he's not listening. But an inflatable cactus in his.
What'd you
front
do?
yard.
How do you tell him that? I'm sorry, you can't have
I
that.
think originally we went and knocked on his door and said, "Hey, can you please?" And then it goes to other things like letters and stuff. And
But you also have an area to accommodate, because if they're traveling, they have RVs, things
That's
like
right.
that. You have a separate area where they can keep that, or their boats. or
That's right. We have a
whatever they
big
want
RV
to.
storage area,
Yeah.
and we have storage facilities that are on property that people can rent. That makes it open for everyone.
Makes it nice.
Then you actually have an activities director, right? Isn't that Summer? Am I remembering?
Well, no, Summer deals specifically with Shalom Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Teresa Fields. I actually came on radio with her maybe last year to promote our Home Improvement Expo, and Teresa does a lot of our activity.
Okay, maybe
coordination.
I'm just confusing the names. Do you do activities outside of On Top of the World? Like, do you take a bus to
Oh, sure.
I don't know,
We've got tremendous amount of
to a
activities.
cruise or something like
Right.
that?
They have buses that go on cruises. They have buses that take you to the casino down in Tampa. I forgot the name of it. I probably shouldn't mention it anyway. We have trips that go down to baseball games, trips that go to Buccaneer games. People,
Wow.
I've even run field trips on I called it like industrial tourism. I would take them out to
Oh,
a
wow.
facility or factory, and we would do a tour of a local factory.
Oh, that's cool.
So-
That would be fun. When I worked at that assisted living facility. I think it's called now. I don't know what it's called, but it was called Park Place years ago. Did you guys own that?
No, we didn't.
I never really knew. But anyway, one day there was an old man. I did activities. There was an old man who said, "How come you never take me fishing?" And I was limited to activities that had to be an hour long. And I said to the superintendent, I think that was her title. I said, "Is there any way I could take him fishing?" And she said, "Well, on your own time on Saturday." I said, "Okay." So the 6 people fit in the van. I put up a sign that says, "Anybody want to go fishing? We're going Saturday." It filled up in no time.
Right.
Nobody wanted to go fishing. All they wanted to do was get out.
Right, I
And
bet.
it opened up my eyes. It said, "Oh my gosh."
Right.
So Robin and I would do these weekly things where we would take them to Homosassa they had a little pontoon cruise they did on the river. So
Right, and there are clubs that take people on long trips, bus rides to Massachusetts or to South Carolina, wherever.
Massachusetts, holy
Right,
mackerel.
I love that.
Holy mackerel.
They'll stay in a nice hotel.
So we're going to see you on a weekly basis.
That's
huh?
right, that's
well,
right.
Well, good to see you, Robert.
Great. Well, that went fast.
I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you. I've often thought about figuring out a way to move in there and then just say, I need a golf cart. Well, thank you, Robert. You want to leave us with anything other than homefreeprice.com?
Well, let's just leave it like that, or that'll be good for now.
That'd be good for now. Homefreeprice.com. Get a $100 raffle. You could win a new house. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you for having me.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. It's Louisiana's turn for the brunt of Tropical Storm Harvey, now inland after making landfall early this morning.